Have you ever wondered what's hogging all the space on your Mac? The Finder app can be configured to search for files by size. If you look near the bottom of the File menu, you'll see there's a Find function. This brings you to an advanced search window, which allows you to specify many different file attributes for searching, including file size. If you don't see file size in your list of choices, you can add it by selecting Other. Here you'll see a vast list of search attributes which you can add to your menu. To find the biggest files on your drive, start by selecting File Size. Then select the Is Greater Than operator. And finally, enter in the minimum size of the file you would like to see in your list. Let's try 500 megabytes. Now I have a list of all the files under my user ID that are larger than 500 megabytes. If you want to look at disk usage on a directory level instead of a file level, there's a command line utility that'll help you do this. You'll need to start the Terminal app. Start at the Application folder and then navigate to the Utilities folder. Then double-click on Terminal app. You can make the terminal window larger and easier to read by holding down the Command key and hitting the plus sign. Let's bring up a manual page on the command we're interested in, the DU command. DU stands for disk usage. You can use the up and down arrow keys to scroll through the description and parameters that are available for this command. The C parameter will give us a line with the grand total disk usage. The D parameter allows us to specify the maximum depth of the subdirectories we wish to report on. And the K parameter will display the size in 1024 byte blocks. This will become more clear with an example. Let's start with the command du space followed by a minus sign, which indicates we're going to pass in parameters. We'll use the parameters C for the grand total, K to count the size in 1024 byte blocks, and D to specify the depth of the directories we wish to navigate. Then we'll follow by a space and indicate a 0, meaning that we want 0 depth directory navigation. Followed by a space and an asterisk. This asterisk is a wildcard, which indicates we will not be filtering out any files or names of directories. Hit return to start the command. We get a listing of directories and files and how much space each occupy. To sort the results, we need to pass the results of this command into the sort command. Let's bring up the manual page for the sort command. Since we are trying to sort the size, which is a number, we will need the parameter n for a numeric sort. And since we would like to have the largest items go first, we want the r parameter, which will reverse the sort from largest to smallest. The process of using the results of one command and feeding them into another command is called piping. We do this by putting a vertical bar at the end of the first command, followed by the second command. Here I use the up arrow key to repeat the first command. Then I follow with the vertical bar and the sort command with the n and r parameters. Now we can clearly see that in my user directory, I have a total usage of around 90 gigabytes. The largest directory seems to be the downloads directory, which is using 32 gigabytes. And the library directory, which uses about 20 gigabytes, followed by the documents directory, which uses about 14 gigabytes. And finally, the music directory, which uses 14 gigabytes also. Now, if I wanted to look deeper into my subdirectory structure to see exactly which subdirectories are using the most space, I can increase the depth level of the D parameter. This will, however, dramatically increase the number of lines that comes out of the du command. Fortunately, we can pipe this larger output into the head command, which will just show us the top number of lines. Once again, we can use the arrow up key to repeat our last command. Use the left arrow key to move the cursor to the number representing the depth level and change it from 0 to 5. Let's first see what it looks like without the head command. In this example, there are hundreds of lines to page through. Let's try it now with the head command to reduce the number of lines. The head command has an n parameter which allows us to specify exactly how many lines we wish to see. Let's try 50. So now I can see that in my two big subdirectories, downloads and music, there are specific subdirectories that are problematic. I see that in the downloads I have some audiobooks which take up about 13 gigs. And in the music I see that I have some sections in my music library which take up about 10 gig. So we can fine-tune the depth and look even further, but this gives me a good start to look where I might need to do some cleanup. Thanks for watching.